It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so let's have a cocktail. Except let's make our cocktail a cupcake, infused with tequila, using our new shot tops. Hey everyone, it's Beth. I'm here in the Wilton test kitchen. Today we're gonna make a Paloma, which is a delicious combination of grapefruit, lime, and tequila. So let's get started. First things first, we need to line our cupcake pan with baking cups, and I have these cute little color cups that have cocktails on the outside of them to go along with my theme. And these are color cups, which means when you bake in them, they are going to retain all of their vibrant color on the outside. So still be able to see those drinks even after the cupcakes are baked. First, we need to zest and juice a grapefruit. I'm using a microplane, which is a really great tool for zesting citrus because it takes off just the very topmost part of the zest and none of the bitter pith underneath. I really recommend this tool, but if you don't have one, you can just use a regular box grater. I'm going to cut this in half and then juice it. And a really easy way to do that is just to use a fork and mash it up. You're going to need a little bit over 1/3 cup of juice total. Now we're going to do the same thing with the lime, but to get the juice going in a lime, it's helpful to roll it on the counter for a few seconds to get things moving inside. Super easy, and it'll make it much easier to juice. And then go ahead and zest the lime. And then cut this guy in half and juice it. Oh, it got me in the face. Need to divide these zests. I need 1/2 teaspoon of the grapefruit zest for the cake and 3/4 teaspoon for the icing. And for the lime zest, we need 1/2 teaspoon for the cake batter and 1/4 teaspoon for the icing. So we'll set this aside for our icing until we're ready to make that later. If you left the seeds in your grapefruit juice like I did, you'll just need to strain it out to get rid of those guys. And then we need 2 tablespoons of juice for our icing, so I'll set that aside, and 1/4 cup for our cake. And then divide the lime juice. We need 1 tablespoon for the icing and about 2 teaspoons for the cake batter. Now we're going to combine our dry ingredients into the bowl. So I have cake flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Stirring it together so that everything is combined. Now for our wet ingredients, I have tequila, and I'm using silver, but you can use gold if you'd like. Add our grapefruit juice and sour cream. This is going to play off the tartness of our grapefruit and lime zests. Into a large mixing bowl, dump granulated sugar, butter softened to room temperature, and our lime and grapefruit zests. And then cream these together until they're nice and light and fluffy. And then add 3 eggs to the bowl and mix well. Add your dry ingredients and your tequila in 3 different additions. So 1/3 of the flour, 1/2 of the tequila, 1/3 of the flour, the rest of the tequila mix, and then the rest of the flour. Don't forget to stop and scrape so everything is good and well combined. And then scoop, filling your cupcake liners about 2/3 full. Bake in a preheated 350-degree oven for 18 to 20 minutes. For our icing, we're putting our shortening and our butter into our mixing bowl. Can we just act like that didn't happen? And remember the zests that we reserved from our grapefruit and our lime? Put those in too. And then we want to beat them together. Add your confectioner sugar about 1 cup at a time. Oh! Oh my God! Is your camera okay? Look at I haven't got all of my sugar in the bowl yet, but my icing is really pretty firm, so I'm going to go ahead and add my grapefruit juice and my lime juice that's left over from earlier. This will help to loosen it up so I can get the rest of my sugar in. And finishing touches are a splash of tequila and a little bit of pink and yellow icing color. I've bagged up my icing with a 1M tip, and I'm going to cover the tops of my cupcakes completely with a nice 1M swirl. Super high, really luscious. Going to garnish with a little bit of coarse sea salt because it works really well with tequila. Think about a margarita, it's usually got a salted rim. Finishing touches. I'm going to use the Shot Tops infusers to infuse my cupcakes with tequila. They're super simple to use. You just cut a tiny bit off the end of the infuser, insert it into your liquid, in this case I'm using tequila, and squeeze it and it will fill up. So it looks like a little bottle full of something. And it works kind of like a turkey baster. It just holds all the liquid inside so you can pop it right into your cupcake as a cute decoration. And then when you're ready to eat it, squeeze it back out. The liquid infuses into the cupcake beautifully, and take a bite. Ooh, it tastes like vacation. Shot Tops are so fun because they infuse your cupcakes with a ton of flavor. They're really great for a party. Now I'm going to leave the recipe for these Paloma Cupcakes below so that you can make them. The links to the products are also below so you can check those out. And I'm Beth, I'll see you soon. Cheers!